You lean down, whisper those sweet parting words, and give one last pat on the head. To you, it's a compassionate, "I'll be back." You believe you are soothing their soul. But according to the latest breakthroughs in canine behavioral neuromapping, you have just pushed your dog off a psychological cliff. For years, this goodbye ritual has been the silent saboteur of canine sanity. What you perceive as a moment of love, their brain processes as a high-voltage alarm. In the next few minutes, we are revealing why your goodbye is the primary cause of their suffering, and we're going to walk you through the 5-minute sensory fade-out routine, a practical, bulletproof routine to make your exit invisible to their survival software. For years, we've assumed that dogs process our departure through the lens of lonely love, but the scientific truth is much intenser. When you leave in a peak of excitement, you create what we call excitation inertia. You leave your dog's nervous system with nowhere to go, forcing their brain to translate that trapped energy into a loop of anxiety. In the next 8 minutes, we are going to dismantle the myth of the affectionate owner to reveal a higher level of partnership. We will give you the exact 5-minute step-by-step protocol to transition your home into a sanctuary of silence before you even touch your keys. But more importantly, we're going to reveal the startling truth about why your dog explodes into barks, jumps, and frantic circles the moment you walk back through the door. You'll discover it isn't just happiness, it is a security reprimand from a guardian who thought the pack was broken. Prepare to see your presence in a completely new light, because once you understand the biological handshake your dog is begging for, you'll stop being a person who leaves and start being the stabilizing anchor they truly need. To you, preparing to leave is a series of logical steps. You check your phone, you put on your jacket, and you reach for your keys. You view these as neutral actions, but in your dog's parallel reality, you are performing a high-stakes countdown of destabilization. Canine neurobiology shows that dogs are masters of contextual patterning. They don't just react to you leaving, they react to the intent of you leaving. Every time you touch those keys, you aren't just making a sound, you're sending a cortisol flare through the house. Through a process we call pre-departure stacking, your dog's brain begins to pile up these sensory triggers. The rattle of the keys, the scent of the outdoor jacket, the specific sound of the front door deadbolt. These aren't just noises to them, they are acoustic anchors of abandonment. By the time you actually lean down to say your sweet goodbye, your dog's heart rate is already at its peak. You think you are comforting a calm dog, but you are actually adding a massive surge of dopamine and adrenaline to a system that is already on the verge of a biological burnout. This is the hidden reason why your dog might pace or whine as soon as you start your routine. They're reading the chemical map of your departure. They aren't just sad that you're going, they're trapped in a neural loop of anticipation that you've unknowingly built for them over years of ritual. If you don't break this loop, no matter how much petting will ever make them feel safe. But to break it, you must enter the world of sensory de-escalation. So, how do we dismantle the countdown of destabilization and leave the house without leaving a scar on your dog's heart? The answer lies in a technique we call somatic ghosting. This isn't about ignoring your dog out of coldness, it is a strategic act of neural signal dampening. During the 5 minutes before you cross the threshold, you must transition from being a high-energy partner into a biological background character. This is the moment you manually edit the environment's frequency. Start by cutting all high-value interaction, meaning 0 eye contact, 0 talking, and 0 touching. In your dog's parallel reality, your attention is a high-voltage current. By withdrawing it 5 minutes before you leave, you are allowing their heart rate to descend from a peak of excitement to a maintenance frequency. Think of it as the sunset effect. Instead of flipping a light switch from present to gone, you are allowing your significance to fade gradually while you are still in the room. This is the moment to engage in trigger neutralization. Pick up your keys, then put them back down. Put on your shoes, but then sit on the sofa for 60 seconds. By performing these departure rituals without the energy of an actual exit, you are effectively desensitizing the threat nodes. You are teaching your dog's ancient software that the rattle of keys doesn't mean abandonment, it means nothing. When you finally do walk out that door, you should do so as a non-event. No look back, no be a good boy. By the time you close that door, your dog's brain shouldn't feel a cognitive cliff. It should simply feel a continuation of the peace you established minutes before. But to make this transformation permanent, we must address what happens when you come home, the startling truth of the homecoming chaos. That chaotic whirlwind of barking, jumping, and frantic circles that hits you the second you walk through the door isn't just a party, it is what behavioral science calls a custodial anxiety discharge. To understand this explosion of energy, we have to look through the eyes of an ancestral guardian. In your dog's parallel reality, you aren't an independent person, you are a vital cell in a collective survival unit. For your dog, you crossing the threshold alone and unprotected was a critical security breach. During the hours of your absence, your dog wasn't just relaxing, they were in a state of high alert sentry duty. As social predators, canids know that a pack member traveling alone is a pack member in extreme danger. When you return, the frantic barks you hear aren't just greetings, they are a biological reprimand. In the language of their ancestors, your dog is asking, "Where were you? Why did you risk the safety of the unit by venturing out without me?" Those desperate jumps to reach your face are an attempt at authority re-anchoring. They are trying to verify that you are still the same entity and that you haven't been compromised or wounded by the world outside. The spins and the zoomies are a neural overflow valve. Their brain is so flooded with the relief of your safety that the system enters a temporary short circuit. They are physically burning off the massive backlog of stress they accumulated while waiting for the pack's anchor to return. Once you understand that this chaos is the voice of a worried protector who has finally regained their purpose, you'll realize that how you handle this return is just as vital as how you handled the exit. So, at the end of this journey through nerves, hormones, and ancient instincts, what is the ultimate truth that remains? If your departure is no longer a loud tragedy and your return is no longer a chaotic storm, what does your relationship become? The reality is that you have stopped being a person who comes and goes and have become the axis of symmetry for your dog's entire world. By applying the Somatic Ghosting Protocol and understanding that those frantic barks at the door are the voice of a worried sentinel, you have signed a new pact of coherence. Your dog isn't looking for you to match their high-energy explosion. They are looking for you to be the low-frequency anchor that rescues them from their own internal storm. When you remain calm while they scold you for leaving, you are sending the definitive biological signal of safety. I am here, I am whole, and I have returned to restore the order. You have achieved something most owners ignore. You've learned to speak the language of strategic presence. You stopped being a vending machine of affection and have become the sovereign of certainty. Today, your home has ceased to be a place of anxious waiting and has become a sanctuary of survival. Before you go, tell us, how does your dog reprimand you when you walk through the door? We read every story of your household sentinels in the comments below. We'll see you in the next video.